What's good? Welcome to Ahmed's Voice, the digital journal. We're talking movies in this episode. Specifically, we're going back to 1996 to look at the movie Network. My name is Ahmed. This is Ahmed's Voice, the digital journal. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to give us a subscribe. That way, every new journal entry you'll be alerted of. You can subscribe at substack.com. That's where everything is generated from. But you can also subscribe on YouTube at Ahmed's Voice, Spotify at Ahmed's Voice. Head on over to ahmedsvoice.com. You can find links to everything, to my personal Instagram page, to the official digital journal page, Ahmed's Voice _ digital journal. Yeah, just keep up with us so all these things drop instantly to you. And please, participate, leave some comments. Let me know what you think of the content or your own ideas about what we're talking about. Again, this episode, we are talking about the movie Network from 1976, directed by Sidney Lumet. This has an all-star cast. And this movie just replaced a little bit of the media elements in the actual movie, and you could drop it into right now, and all the lessons are the same. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But again, all-star cast: Faye Dunaway, Peter Finch, Robert Duvall, Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty is in, I'll get into it. He's in this thing for like 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes total. Steals the movie with the screen. Again, we'll get back into that in just a bit. But anyway, Network is, of course, by its namesake, about a network. In fact, check out this quick rundown about the movie.
In this lauded satire, veteran news anchorman Howard Beale, Peter Finch, discovers that he's being put out to pasture, and he's none too happy about it. After threatening to shoot himself on live television, instead he launches into an angry televised rant, which turns out to be a huge ratings boost for the UBS network. This stunt allows ambitious producer Diana Christensen, Faye Dunaway, to develop even more outrageous programming, a concept that she takes to unsettling extremes.
Okay, you got it. You kind of got the synopsis. We got the players, right? The thing about this movie, as you heard through the synopsis, Howard Beale being played by Peter Finch, he loses his mind a little bit about what's going on in society. And what happens is, spoiler alert from 1976, what happens is Faye Dunaway's character, Diana Christensen, she gains control of the news division and of the show, and they actually turn this into a ongoing program. His neurosis actually becomes the thing that they start leading with every evening, and it taps into the anger going on around the country, and the ratings go up. And as you can see how this applies to today, our social media algorithms are guided by our anger and by our fear. I've been trying to tell the people this for years upon years upon years. We wonder why the country is eating itself alive right now, because we've allowed our fear and emotions to take the forefront in understanding, digesting information. I think as we get deeper into Network, spectacular movie. I really suggest you watch it right now. As a person who worked in the mainstream media, it's totally understandable knowing about the mainstream media, how it works, how the gears work, how the information is disseminated, how the money and politics plays into it, and how you can try to control and social engineer a population with the media, whether it's music, whether it's news, whether it's movies. It doesn't matter. This is all real documented. There's nothing really hidden from us. Like, most of everything you want to see is in a book, in a movie somewhere, in the National Archives, at the Library of Congress. You can pretty much put together a well-constructed case about how the media has always been used by the government, by the corporations, to social engineer us, to make sure we are giving them the most output for our energy, right? That they are finding a way to cash in our emotions. Again, it always goes back to Edward Bernays and propaganda or public relations, right? The study of that. Network gives us this in a way that we see how, as long as the profits are maximized, the human toll is just collateral damage, right? If it bleeds, it leads. That is a very true statement when it comes to the media. Again, as you can tell, most of the media that you see every day is negative, or you might be caught up in a form of sectarianism, a form of being stuck in a silo. And the confirmation bias is crazy because the algorithm is feeding us, and the politicians and the hires up, they know this. And they know because they are years ahead of us when it comes to the psychology of things mixed with the technology. Trust me, they've been working on this for a long time. A lot of our art was a lot of our art was um, contracted, for lack of a better word, by the CIA to push back against other political ideas or to push the country in a way that we want to go. I'm not saying anything controversial, and I'm not saying I haven't been caught up in it. I'm just saying these are the facts of our existence in the modern world. This is what we are, and I think network brings this out in such a way, such a visceral way. It is satire, but it is also very serious. Faye Dunaway's character is just uh, Robert Duvall, his character as being, the being now the on-site head of this network, handing the controls over to the news network to Faye Dunaway because the ratings were so trash. But she saw in Howard Beale's breakdown that this would be money, that we could get an audience, we could tap into their emotions. And that's what happens in the movie. And that's the struggle you see. Ned Beatty, OG Ned Beatty, he puts on a performance in this movie. This dude is on screen for maybe 7 minutes out of the whole movie. Eight. I'll give him eight, maybe 8 minutes. He has a monologue, one of the best monologues in movie history, and he steals this movie. In fact, for that like 5 minute, 5.5 minute monologue, he earned himself a Best Supporting Actor nomination. But this is a good movie. Network, I really encourage you to check it out. And, again, being as a person who has consumed so much media, maybe too much media in his life, and worked in the media and works in live entertainment, um, network shows you can't just watch the networks. You can't just watch the news. You can't just keep reading your favorite publication. They know who you are. They know what's going to keep you on the rolls. They know what's going to keep you in the tent. You have to free yourself. And the media is not something to just be consumed. It is to be studied. It is to be understood. It is to be understood who funds it, what movements, what are you on your moralistic perch boycotting that your media actually supports, or supports your media to make sure they keep you influenced. We're really kind of boxed in. You have to study the media, the fourth estate. You have to study its history and how it's always been used. Um, to sway, even to sway two opposite sides that think they're butting heads and doing the opposite thing and fighting each other, but they don't realize that their fight that they're being pushed to actually continue in actually feeds the overall goal. So again, Network, excellent movie. Please check it out. Again, one of the best monologues you'll hear about the global monetary system in any movie to date by far. Also, at my Substack, the entry just before this one, this is entry 24, entry 23. I actually posted 3 great movie monologues about global and domestic economics. I posted the whole monologue from this movie by Ned Beatty. I also posted not a monologue, but kind of a back and forth, but mainly dominated by Brad Pitt from the movie Killing Them Softly. Then I also have another, not just a monologue, but dominated back and forth by Billy Bob Thornton's character Tommy Norris in the series Landman. Again, that's Ahmed's Voice digital journal entry number 23. You can go there and check all 3 of those scenes out. Thank you so much for joining me here. Again, Network, check it out. And once you watch the movie, take from it, compare it to today, and be a little more aware of how you consume media, and I mean all media, network media, cable, social media. Be aware of how it taps into your fears and learn how to conquer and overcome that. Again, this is Ahmed's Voice Digital Journal. Find me everywhere online at Ahmed's Voice, and please share this and join in the conversation. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm out. Talk to you next time. Peace.